solution that
Verizon Wireless. Get 20 gigabytes of limitless data. 4 lines, only $160. Don't get limited by any unlimited plan. Switch now to Verizon Wireless.
Another less political example.
Today's show is October 13th, EOC, LIN spells the code, LiaYAOOH series, People in Crash, People in Implosions, DualEnrollment, WitSec, 13Kensington. Call them now.
Pursue scientific breakthroughs.
We call. We're in an hour.
That's something that benefits both our countries. It's something that benefits the entire planet.
Hello, Josh.
Would not be possible.
Hello, One Bill.
U.S.
And they not have implosions with that building.
So there are areas where
there are evidence.
Agree, work cooperatively.
Work cooperatively.
Both our countries. We tend to spend more time.
We know who Bin Laden is. We know.
Disagree. And that's entirely appropriate too. Those disagreements are vigorous.
Disagree. How do we help the White House with this?
The way that Russia backs the Assad regime, and the way that
how do we tell the public we don't know?
Use their influence with the Assad regime to.
The public is so inquisitive.
Civilians inside of Syria.
They want to know this and that and this and that. This and that.
Carrying out strikes.
It's intertwined.
That's deeply.
It's intertwined with national security.
It's immoral.
It's immoral. They want to know how we became a captain.
Against the kinds of values that we.
It's just that was between two implosions.
The kind of protests that we have lodged. Both in
how do we explain how we became captain?
Those tactics have been vigorous.
Verizon support. It started out about a month ago when taping on a message with ellipses. I get this.
Has been able to work effectively with our European partners to impose.
Well, we're sorry to hear that. Thank you for your screenshots helping you get your Twitter, SMS, text back on track is our top priority. JV.
This is the
today's show is sponsored by Intertwined.com.
That was released at the end of last week is just.
We were captain between two implosions.
So
we're not going to answer how we became captain.
We spend a lot of time talking about them, but it's important not to.
It's important to get etiquette classes in the basement. What to eat, what not to eat.
And that's why it's going to be important that.
That's why we're at Isabel, learning what to eat, what not to eat. Etiquette classes.
Both to ensure that.
Be protected. Our values of etiquette class,
and that our common interests can be protected.
And our Jay Haywards who run Buffalo Police Housing Project.
How can cooperation really continue after this point?
Hello, media. How are you? Good morning.
Well, I guess, Michelle, given the nature of the kind of
I guess James Fry on Oprah and Katrina don't make sense.
Where our interests align.
Doesn't make sense.
It's beneficial to our country.
Teletech.
Our ability to continue to
to explain why we're the captain of the country.
Continued constructive engagement with the Russians.
Yeah, why is she the captain of the country?
IAEA inspections, continue.
Continue.
And
it's 184 Connecticut. Happy birthday.
Iran is.
And instead of choosing a captain, we appointed a captain.
The United States.
Yeah, why don't we appoint the captain instead of choosing them?
Capabilities to continue to advance that program.
Let the real choose.
Just wrote about.
Well, Mr. Mayweather, were you appointed or voted in? They just said, "Hey, would you like to be?" Because you're an exceptional help.
So.
Is my client a witness of a voting process?
We have about Russia's behavior in cyberspace.
Russia's behavior in cyberspace.
I think the rhetoric
of DVS, Dominion voting systems,
as well as
it's just a computer. Why am I the richest man in the world after Bill Gates? Internet Explorer.
These Russian
steps.
A source of some concern.
A source of some concern.
A year ago, virtually to the day.
Today's show is sponsored by wherewashi.com/implosion. We're just saying that our client can't answer questions. It's intertwined.
Why do you think that this round of multilateral talks?
We can answer it, but there was an implosion before He was offered.
any different than it's been.
Primarily, Michelle.
Thank you,
because
Donald Trump, on your offer for ACN, video phone, pyramid scheme, and prepaid legal. We're in and out. We have a right foot shock explaining prepaid legal in and out.
Only fuels extremism and chaos that we have seen reverberate not just across the region, but
Not just across the region.
in the form of terrorism and in the
Form of terrorism.
the most severe
I did not have
migration crisis
implosions with
our
that building.
planet has faced since World War II. So there should be an opportunity.
We have a privacy shock explaining World Trade Center
The situation in Syria is extraordinarily complex. And when you
and
have
explaining M&T across from Clarkson Center
Bashar al-Assad, it makes it difficult
for manufacture and trading.
to find diplomatic solutions that can be imposed.
Something's under the
The
bridge.
other reason that we're pursuing these talks, Michelle, is that we have long acknowledged
Hello,
there's
Bridges
no military
TV.
solution to this challenge.
Don't guillotine, Gilead.
Militarily, that will
M&T
take
Bank,
out
don't
extremism
delete
and
us.
enhance the
Guillotine.
United States. And the United States has been leading the way.
The United States has been leading the
But when
way
it comes to addressing the root
Comes
cause of
to
violence
address
inside of Syria,
inside
it's
of
gonna
Syria.
require a diplomatic solution.
Hello, Dick Tracy Street in Delaware.
Mark, Judge, can I come back to
To investigate.
the allegations of Russian email hacking and this latest bunch that's been produced?
Mr. Eggert Hoover, hello.
In the administration assessment of intelligence assessment, is that part of the same?
Tolbert, are you ready for office?
And what do you guys make of the assertions by Podesta himself that
Hello, media. Today's show is sponsored by Verizon Wireless.
itself given to the Trump campaign by the Russians? Or by those-
Here are 3 top reasons to switch to Verizon.
Well, listen,
Now
I,
in personalized video form. Want to know why you should
the thing
switch
that
to
I can tell you,
Verizon? Just
about
answer our
the
quick quiz,
intelligence community
and we'll give you all the
analysis,
answers you need.
is that
Only
at least
Verizon
some of the
Wireless.
disclosures in recent months,
In recent months,
including
including
documents that were released by
Donovan's
Goose
on
Virgin
Hell
Window,
Date
DC
with Leslie Wolf.
Leaks, and
Donovan
WikiLeaks
has braids.
are consistent with
Are
the methods
consistent
and
with BET
motivations
Network.
of Russian-directed efforts.
Viacom.
And those efforts suggest
We
that
spoke
Russia
to the
is at least
producer
providing
live.
information or is
This is more than a
Oh, let me clarify
coincidence. We spoke
that the
to
Russian
Flu
government
Fluffer
is directing the effort,
on Blog TV.
or at least providing the
Miss
information
Golab is our food stamp.
responsible for the leaks. And that's a source of some
Caseworker.
concern because
This
intelligence
isn't a
community
coincidence.
has
This isn't
concluded with high
just a
confidence
show.
that they're
We've
doing so
spoken to
try
the producer.
destabilize our democracy. And that's something that obviously the president takes quite seriously. So, you know, with regard to
with regard
the
to
private emails, and
other
this and that stuff,
programming.
I can't give you a
What is it that we know?
intelligence community analysis because
Fireworks, Spock,
the leak
Spock,
of those emails
Spock,
was
Spock,
first
Spock,
reported
fireworks.
shortly after this analysis
I
was
did
being
not
made.
have implosions
in
with
general,
that building.
The kinds of disclosures that we've seen,
Implosion, da 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 da, implosion, da 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 da,
including
da
at
da da da, World
WikiLeaks,
Trade,
of
da 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 da,
emails
World Trade.
from people who play an important role in our
Played an
political
important
process,
role.
is consistent with
How do
Russian
we answer
government
questions about our life every day?
you know, with regard to any sort of
Sponsored by
communications
Intertwine.com.
between WikiLeaks or these hackers in the Trump campaign. I can't speak to that.
I can't speak to that.
I
The
certainly
White
can
House says I
direct you
can't
to the,
speak to those questions,
intelligence community analysis.
those intelligence
about,
questions.
what's been happening.
What if they ask, why was I
These stolen emails
captain?
over the last several months.
What would I say?
Just,
Oh, just say because
to follow up on
you paid your phone bill, all in one bill, and then the new one is the auxiliary port.
explicitly deny the hacking
Is that how we
charges
answer that
because
question?
The U.S. hadn't presented a single fact to
How do we answer these
prove the
inquisitive
Russians
questions
responsible.
from the public?
I know you're obviously limited to some extent about what you can say about them.
Do we tell them why we learned etiquette class in the basement
Do you guys have any
with
evidence?
SSI?
Intention to provide evidence
It's Kim Flattery. How do we explain?
to kind of back up this accusation, and what would you say to, I guess,
Well, let's spell basement phonetically. 2273.
the U.S. government is coming out with this
Where's Charlie?
politically motivated time?
Yeah, where's
So,
Charlie?
well,
2273.
let me start by saying that
Beige.
the analysis that we're discussing here is one that
Beige.
was released by our professionals in the intelligence
Beige.
community. Whose foremost
2273.
focus is on the
Everyone
safety and security of the
Type
United
beige phonetically in your
Not on.
phone. Beige.
the outcome of the election.
And then where's his father?
These professionals have
And
concluded
first
with
student
high
across 3
confidence,
times.
based on a thorough
investigation.
that they could make some of this information
We were
public
right for Chuck. Wish me luck.
to inform the American people and to allow election administrators
an
at the
elected
state and local
administrator.
level all across the country to take
Yes, I changed my identity.
necessary steps to secure
I'm
their system.
Democrat and Republican.
So the
So
intelligence community and the rest of
you
the
know,
government feels a responsibility to communicate as much information
we're out
as
and in.
possible.
However,
this is also an
this
ongoing
is also
investigation at the Department of
at the
Justice and by
Department
the
of Justice,
Intelligence.
and
And that's why there are much of the evidence is not something that we can discuss
can.
in part because the investigation is ongoing. We wouldn't want to compromise the investigation.
We've got
In
Geico.
part
Something
because
must
we
have
don't
happened
compromise- We don't want to compromise
in the offices.
sources and methods that may have
Thank you,
revealed
Office Max and Infidelity
United States
Investments.
intelligence community has extraordinary capabilities.
What kind of infidelity happened in the
that
offices?
allow them to reach these kinds of conclusions. And
What kind of infidelity?
I also think it's fair to say,
Refunds.
Justin, I think a reasonable person would conclude that
It's a person of interest.
there's no piece of evidence that the United States
How old is the
government
person of
could produce
interest?
that would prompt Sergei
That would-
Lavrov to admit Russian
Ron
complicity.
Young, how are you?
So
So we have a refund issue. Infidelity
there are obvious
investment.
limits on what we can discuss publicly.
Office Max
Even if those limits did exist,
did exist.
I'm not confident they would satisfy
I'm not confident what color it would be.
senior Russian officials who frequently talk about this.
Etiquette class. Eat it or don't eat it.
Go ahead, Justin.
Back in July.
What are we learning? What to eat? In the basement. Etiquette class.
React to quote significant.
Are they learning forks and spoons or something
This
else?
is qualified under that directive, and if so,
Well, we can only say that LSO
the coordination group
and Wilson Farms go together.
consequences.
Why would they have LSO and
Yeah,
Wilson
that's a good
Farms?
question. Let me check with our national security.
The
agency
armory is right around the corner.
If we make public
Etiquette class.
incidents that
To eat or not to
triggers
eat.
this particular mechanism,
This particular
it may be a
mechanism.
position where we don't discuss what
We
sort of
don't
incidents,
discuss
have crossed that threshold.
the safety of what we're eating.
I'll see if I can collect some more information and share with you what we can.
Lastly, I just wanted to ask about undoubtedly the most exciting news.
Thank you,
of the
Mr.
month,
Banks,
which is that,
from Clarkson
the US
Center.
and Canada failed to renew
In etiquette class.
lumber trade deal. You nailed it.
Chuckle, chuckle.
President kind of left this off when
Come on, guys. That's not even like a token joke. The laughter at that joke. Nailed the lumber? Come on, man. There we go.
84 lumber.
There we go. That's a little late. You guys did that.
Wilson Farms. Hello.
the president was kind of
How do you spell Wilson without LSO?
in his press conference in Rose Garden with Justin Trudeau.
Winnie the Pooh.
that we get this settled, but it obviously hasn't. A year after the deal first lapsed.
Hello,
And
City of
there's
Corfu.
two elements
And
to this.
Brian
One,
O'Honey.
there's suspicion among Canadians
Explain Brian
who are
O'Honey.
slow-walking this, for electoral reasons.
State trooper.
I'm wondering if you can address that.
Yeah, who's
The
Brian
other is
O'Honey?
How long these negotiations drag out.
In Corfu.
US,
Corps Cadet.
is ready to take some sort of
I don't know Officer Brian O'Honey. The City of Corfu. Corps Cadet. Corfu. Hello.
Well, as you know, because we covered this case, this situation so closely,
City of Corfu. Corps Cadet.
President Obama and Prime Minister Trudeau have had an opportunity to discuss this issue face to face on at least a couple of occasions. over
Brian
the past
O'Honey.
when Prime Minister Trudeau visited the White
Would
House.
you like to
earlier
explain that,
this
please?
year. This was part
Etiquette
of their
class.
bilateral discussion in the Oval Office. And when President Obama traveled to Canada this summer, there was an opportunity for the two leaders to sit
Well,
down
we
and
can't
discuss
confirm that here. We only say we know
one item that featured
what
prominently on the
and
agenda.
not to
In the
eat.
context of both of those conversations, President Obama made
Vegetables,
clear, the U.S. commitment to
fruits,
resolving our differences.
Starches.
And
Etiquette
the
class.
fact that negotiations are continuing this week, I think, is an indication that the United States
Donuts.
takes quite seriously the concerns that have been raised by the Canadians. And
Coffee.
there's a genuine desire on the part of the administration to try to resolve
Yeah, how
those concerns
do we
in
need
a
to
way that
elaborate this, or do you understand?
protects U.S. interests first and
Protects
foremost,
U.S.
but also
interests.
satisfies our close allies up north.
Right, you got it.
So there's
So-
an ongoing effort to work through this.
There's a Groupian issue.
At USTR, our
Now the
European
CW.
counterparts again, I think even later this week, to continue the
To
work
continue.
try to resolve this situation.
Hello, Harvey Levin.
April.
Josh, I've got a couple questions. I want to start off with female situation.
Hello, Mitty. How are you?
Looking at this press release and the statement.
Slay, have you checked your auto tracker package? VerizonWireless.com. Please follow us and send us a DM so we can help. JV.
U.S. persons and institutions, and it goes on other things. With
The young
that,
person.
you talked about the fact that there was a complicated relationship. Does that work in the dynamic of action to be taken
Addie,
against Russia
Verizon is
as
FR, the most ridiculous thing I've ever had to deal with.
What's the reason why?
Adam Rose 15. Yikes. That's not the feedback we like to hear. We're eager to turn things around.
April, what I made
What
clear
seems to be
is
going
that
on, AK?
In the realm of cyberspace, the rules of engagement are still being established.
Bro, who's Addie? Addie's from Sweet VA.
Manipulation of government-sensitive government materials.
Sweet Virginia.
RNC,
Wow.
RNC here at the White House.
Well, again, I'll let the intelligence community speak to the scope of the materials that may have been compromised. What I'm trying to address.
What I'm trying to address is something happened in the basement,
and
and
this
this is something that they passed away from.
cyber threats so challenging. Is the
They fell out at a bar, sidelines,
the engagement are not
King's
well
Court.
established.
What were they drinking?
And
Etiquette class?
the U.S. is mindful
Yeah, what not to, what
as
to eat.
we consider the approach that's
We
necessary
consider-
to protect the United States
What else would it be?
of establishing a framework,
Of
and
establishing
a precedent
A
that's
precedent
clearly in the best interest of the United States.
of the United States.
So we'll work through that.
We'll work through that.
And
How do we address the public with
as we
these
do,
questions?
the thing that the American people can be
Do
confident
we say we've reached a
the
settlement?
extraordinary capabilities that are retained by the United
Yes,
States
public,
that far
we've reached
exceed
a settlement
capabilities
with etiquette
that
class
can
in the
be used by any
basement.
other country. Will be used to protect our
We've reached a
democracy and our
settlement in the amount of
system of conducting elections. People can be confident in our ability to protect our system, in part because it's hard to hack. Our election system is
we
very
reached a
decentralized.
settlement
We essentially
of.
have 50 different states.
Oh, we have a tweet from
And in some
Forbes.
cases, individual localities within
Former
those
Wells
states
Fargo CEO John Stump
operate their own
won't get
system
any severance pay.
of registering voters,
Thank you, Forbes, for tweeting right on time. We've settled.
distributing ballots, and of counting.
Everyone stomp your feet.
That makes it
Etiquette
in some
class is
cases
settled.
hard to implement reforms across the country because the systems are so different.
It's just
But it
a
also makes it
spark.
hard
When you
to use one
implode
particular
things,
strategy to hack
when you
the systems
implode
because
dynamite,
the
it
systems are
sparks, right?
In some cases, the
In some
systems
cases,
are
it does,
pretty
yeah.
old. And again,
And again,
in some cases, that means casting
some
a vote can be a
cases,
little inconvenient.
you won't understand
But
the
again,
apartments
it also
at all.
means that those systems can be harder to undermine
Undermined.
through the internet. So
So Verizon has what?
that's why we believe that people can be.
That's why
confident
we believe we've
in
settled for
the
$500
integrity
billion.
of the election system. We'll also
Learn how to
we're
use
also quite
sports.
interested in working closely
Spoons,
with election
knives.
administrators to help them take additional
help
steps
them.
to further safeguard their systems. And I know that there are at least 33 states
33
that have already been in touch
states.
with the Department of Homeland Security to discuss
Today shows voting by aliens, 29,
and
CNN,
evaluate
LHL on
potential
Notorious
vulnerabilities of
tonight,
their system and take steps to
and
remedy
take
them.
steps.
I know that there are about a dozen or so localities.
That's
or
right, a dozen of
individual or
donuts.
Local elections administrators.
Tops
that have
truck of
also been in touch
donuts.
with, federal officials who have the expertise that can be provided to help them safeguard. their
Hello,
systems.
Jackknife. How are you?
We certainly want to encourage election
Jack
administrators
Reacher.
in other jurisdictions that haven't been in touch with the federal government to reach out and
Jackknife.
coordinate with the Department of Homeland Security to ensure that necessary
Tops,
steps
tell
are
them
taken
about
to
the
protect their
Tops truck
system.
donuts. You get a dozen
Overall,
donuts in a truck.
We believe people should have a lot of confidence in
Jack
the
Reacher.
ability of the United States to conduct a free and fair election.
Many states.
That about does it for our show
White
today.
House, political parties,
Today's show sponsored by
feel it's just about
wellwealthy.com. Implosion.
an email
I did not have implosions with that building.
Because I'm hearing for good cyber hygiene.
But who's Aaron Hernandez?
Not open source.
Anne Marie.
advice that DHS is providing to
For the
elections
advice,
administrators, I'd refer you to them.
spell base phonetically.
More complicated.
2273.
Campaign trail. When should we expect? the
Where's
First Lady
Charlie?
and the President both together or each one separately to stand with Hillary Clinton?
Well, as we've discussed here
Well,
earlier,
we've been advised by the
sometimes
White House
having
not to
them
answer
together
inquisitive
is
questions about why we were captain
failing to
or
capitalize
John
on
Benet
one of the
Ramsey.
most
We cannot
significant
answer why we're
benefits
John
that
Benet Ramsey.
the
We can't.
endorsement of the president
We can answer.
For some,
Wasn't John Benet
surrogates
Ramsey in the
announce their
basement? We
endorsement of
cannot
Secretary
answer these
Clinton.
questions. That does it for our show. This has
They're
been a
gonna
mayor
go
with
to
an
public
N.
speech, sometimes it's hard for them to
Production. We'll
attract a
talk to you
crowd.
guys on the re-air. We're not in the
President Obama didn't have
basement,
that
John
issue.
Benet Ramsey.
President Obama went to
What
Greensboro
happened to
yesterday.
John Benet
7,000 people
Ramsey?
showed up to hear him speak.
She was
A
so
large
wonderful.